Hello, I'm Miss Tell It Like It Is. I hope everybody's doing wonderful. I'm doing wonderful, okay? On this Friday night, I'm just relaxing, taking it easy after a week full of work, okay? Um, I had someone that I know that watches my channel, and they were giving me some feedback on it. I asked them, well, how did they like my channel? And the person said, oh, I like your channel. It's okay. And I said, well, thank you. And they said to me, well, he said to me, he said, it's too bad you don't make money from your channel. And I know there's a lot of people that feel that way. But what a lot of people don't know is I don't do my channel to make money, okay? I get more. My channel is a way for me to communicate. My channel is a way for me to put out a message. And I get more out of that than making money, okay? So I had one lady, she said, well, if you're not making money, then it's not making sense, Miss Tell It Like It Is. And I said, hold up. That's your opinion. But for me, everything is not based around money for me, okay? For me, it's beyond monetary gain, okay? It's peace, inner peace for me. Because no matter what I'm doing on my channel, I'm giving to somebody. Somebody is hearing me. Somebody is getting something out of that. And when that happens, guess what? That gives me a sense of inner peace because I feel like I'm giving back to someone in this world that needs to hear something uplifting, that needs to hear something positive. Because some people never get to hear things positive. Some people's environment is totally toxic. There are people in this world that has lost hope and they're ready to give up. Well, I can shed some light. And that makes me feel damn good, okay? So my channel is not about me making money. My channel is about me giving to someone that needs to hear something good. Okay? So now we can clear up all that, okay? I want to talk about what happens to men and women that have been in failed relationships, one after the other. What happens to these men and women, these good men and women that get into these relationships and the relationship from the beginning, it starts off great. And then in the middle, it becomes rocky. And then in the end, it just totally fails. It falls. What happens to these good men and women? Well, I will tell you. For some of you, you become very angry. You become very bitter. And for some of you men, you become vengeful. You become almost hateful towards women. and disrespectful. A lot of you good men, you allow a bad woman that did you wrong to change you, who you are, and you become a bad person. And you tell yourself, oh, she hurt me. Yeah, she hurt me. Okay. Yeah, the next woman ain't gonna hurt me because I ain't gonna give myself to the next woman. I'm gonna be a player. Yeah. I'm gonna use every woman. I'm gonna tell them what they want to hear. I'm gonna get what I could get out of them, and then I'm gonna leave them hoes. That's how some of you good men, you were good at one time, and you allowed this bad woman to turn you evil. You allowed it, okay? Because you allowed bitterness to set in. And I'm going to tell you, when that happens, and you can hurt many women as you want, but in the end, you will self-destruct, okay? It never fails. And some of you women, you become so bitter, you be like, okay, I ain't gonna be with no man for love no more. I'm just gonna get what I can get out this man. Whether it's money, a good time, or whatever. Or whether it's just a nut. I'm gonna get whatever I can get. Okay? But I promise you, I ain't giving my heart to nobody else. I promise you. Some of you men and women, you all be so bitter that if someone touches you the wrong way and reminds you of your ex, you be ready to chop somebody's head off. Don't touch me. What the hell are you touching me for? Don't touch me. I don't want you to touch me. You just be bitter. You be so bitter when you talk. You be spitting spit out your mouth like a poisonous serpent. And then some of you women, I'm going to talk about some of you women because I forgot to mention some of you women, baby. You get so damn mad with men that you decide you don't even want to deal with a man no more. Some of you women just say, I'm tired of men. I'm tired of being used by men. I'm tired of being lied by men. I'm just going to be gay. You just decide you just going to go on over to the other side. Some of you men too. Some of you men just decide, hey, I'm tired of these bees and these hoes. I'm going to just go on over to a man. I'm going to go over to someone who can understand me. And I'm going to tell you, I have nothing against gay people, whether you're a male or you're female. Hey, if that's what you like to do, that's what floats your boat, do it and do it well, okay? But I'm going to tell you, for you men and you women that have been hurt by the opposite sex, and you think that you're going to go on over to the same sex, and you think there's going to be some magical potion that's going to make you happy, and they're going to do you right, I'm going to tell you, stop it right there. Because the same thing happens in same-sex rendezvous, relationships, okay? Same thing happens. I knew a woman one time, and she was living a straight life. But she got so tired of being dogged out by men that she decided she wanted to take a walk on the other side and be with women. Well, let me tell you, she got with one of the most possessive woman, okay? And this woman just dogged her out. I mean, beat her up and everything, okay? She felt like, and this was her words to me, I'm tired of dealing with men and their BS. So I'm about to deal with a woman that thinks like me, that has what I have, because she can understand me more, because she's a woman. This is what she said to me, and I had told her, I said, look, let me tell you something. You can get a bad woman too, okay? And in fact, you can get a woman that can dog you out worse than a man. I said, but if you feel like you want to try it, try it. I mean, you gonna still be my friend at the end of the day. I'm not gonna feel no type of way towards you at all. I'm not gonna judge you or anything. And so yeah, she went over there and she tried it, y'all. And I'm telling you, she got so damaged. It was as if though she was with a vicious man. That woman cheated, okay, possessive, beat her up, and literally almost destroyed her. Okay? Some of you men and women, when your relationships fail, that you put all your hopes in, you just become darn destructive. You become alcoholics, drug addicts. You just go on a whole destructive path. Okay? What you need to ask yourself, and this is what I ask myself, okay? Because I refuse to go on a destructive path because my relationships didn't work out. If anything, I began to ask myself, why? Why did I attract bad men to me in the first place? And I began to realize it's been a pattern, okay? It's been a pattern. I began to ask myself, what part have I played in attracting bad men to me? Because I have played a part in it. And the same thing goes for you all, okay? And you may just say, no, they're bad, and that's it. It's not me. Okay, but you played a part in it. Just like I played a part in attracting these bad people, these bad, vicious narcissists to me. I played a part in it. And I will tell you how. Number one, they couldn't come in my life if I didn't allow them in my life. And yes, I know men and women, bad men and women come in a deceitful way. But when you keep going through the same pattern over and over and over and over, the universe is trying to teach you a lesson. And you keep failing the lesson that you're supposed to learn. See, once you keep going through all these hurtful relationships, abuse, and all these bad people, you're supposed to learn a lesson from it. And you're supposed to be able to recognize, because you're not a newbie to all these toxic people. And until you begin to stop the pattern of allowing these destructive people to come in your life, you will keep going through it until you learn what the universe is trying to tell you. So for me, Miss Tell It Like It Is, I refuse to be bitter. I refuse to, okay? Don't get me wrong. Yes, when you get hurt and you've deceived and, and things don't work out, yes, it can hurt you to the core of your soul for some of you. And you can get bitter. And that bitterness, if you don't pray to the Creator, if you don't if you don't cry out, you just get on your knees and you just deal with how you feel, it can boil up inside you and just literally make you sick, just destroy you mentally, physically. It could just destroy you spiritually. Miss, tell it like it is. I refuse to allow the bitterness to set in. Even though I'm not going to lie to you, there was one relationship I did for this man that I had never did for any other man. I went the extra mile just to find out that this man was so deceitful. I didn't know him at all. And that emotionally, because I loved him so deep and so hard, it almost emotionally destroyed me, you all. It really did. I tried not to face how I was feeling. I tried to say, oh, I'm okay, I'm good. Yes, I'm good. And then one day, just anger began to rush into me. And I just began to cry. And my guardian mother, she was with me, okay? And I told her, I said, I thought I was over this. I thought I was okay, but I'm not. And she said, no, you're not okay. And you need to let this out. You need to cry. Because crying is a part of deliverance. It's letting it out. It's a part of healing. The more you boggle your feelings up and you tell yourself you're okay, I'm okay, and you try to run from how you feel, it just stays in there. And when it comes out, it can come out in very destructive ways. Angry, you may begin to start tearing up stuff around you. It's better to just not run from it. Deal with how you really feel. And that day, I just began to just weep. And I began to be honest with myself. And I began to talk to her. And I said, I'm angry because I gave so much. And I did things for him that I never did for anybody. And I didn't even know him. Who he pretended to be was just a pretense. And I'm telling you, when I let that out, I felt so much better, you all. Bitterness was trying to set in. And I had to let it out so I wouldn't get bitter. Okay? So, Miss, tell it like it is. I'm going to tell you like it is. Cry. Cry. And don't go on destructive paths trying to mess up other people's lives because you're angry because somebody has hurt you. Men. You men that get angry and you get bitter with women. That's not the solution. And don't let that bad woman change you from being a good man. And vice versa. Women, don't go on a destructive path trying to destroy a man because you mad at some men that messed you up psychologically or took you for granted or whatever. See, this is what I do. This is what I started to do. I asked myself, where did I go wrong? What attracted all these bad people to me? And number one, and this happens to a lot of us, men and women, loneliness. We get lonely. When we get lonely, we become vulnerable. And when we become vulnerable, bad men and women sense it and they come in our lives. Number two, a lot of us do not develop relationships with ourselves. We look outside of ourselves to fill the void of wanting to be loved by someone else. We look for other people, gratification. So we run to everybody instead of seeking love within ourselves and learning how to be okay with being alone for a while. Having a relationship with yourself, okay? And then we meet a new person, and instead of getting to know that person, we rush into a relationship. We go from 1 to 10. 1, meeting that person, and 10, now this is my boyfriend, this is my girlfriend. Oh, we get married. Some of you can meet a person 1 month, and 2 or 3 months down the line, you talking about marriage. Now you done married this person, and now things that you never seen about this person is coming out. And you realize, my God, I married a complete stranger. And it happened because you didn't take the time out to get to know them. And can you imagine how there are women that was married to a man, they had kids, and then they had grandkids, and then one day authorities come knocking on the door, come to find out, oh, this woman could be married to a whole serial killer. A whole serial killer and not even know it. But getting back on the topic, y'all, because I'm a little deviating from this topic. Getting back on the topic, a lot of us, we rush into things based on our emotions, how we feel. And then when we rush into these relationships and the man or the woman's true colors come out and we don't like what we see, we realize that we were going on our emotions and not reality. And reality is hit that you have made the biggest mistake of your life. You have married a devil. Then we make the mistake of, when we're in these relationships, men and women, I'm talking to both men and women, good men and women. We make the mistake of making that person our whole entire world, where everything evolves around them. We stop doing what we used to do for ourselves when we were single. We lose our whole identity and the obligation and the expectations of this person that we are now involved with. If this woman or man is unhappy with us, then guess what? We become unhappy with ourselves. So then we begin to try to do more to please this person. And in return, we get nothing but disrespect. And then we begin to beat ourselves up more, and we keep trying. And the more we try, we begin to just totally lose who we are. So now we have lost who we are. And why? Because we failed to realize one thing, that love begins with number one first. So now, men and women, good men and women, we have been through umpteen relationships. And we are finally fed the hell up. We have finally had enough. And what happens when you had enough? And what happens when you are single and you begin to love yourself? And you begin to get control over your life, because when we're in these toxic relationships, men and women, we give those bad men and women control over us. We give them that control. Through loneliness, through never having a relationship with ourselves, through not loving ourselves, through building our whole lives around the expectations and the obligations and the acceptance of these toxic men and women we're with. And most of us, we paint this whole fantasy world based on our emotions, based on what they're telling us. And they may show us a little bit to build us up. And then when they pull that rug from up under us, and we have no self-love, we have lost our identity, and they pull the rug up under us, from under us, and they show us who they really are, we have a great emotional crash. And some of you out there, you feel like you're not going to recover, but Miss Tell Like It Is, I'm here to tell you, you will recover. And for you who have learned your lesson, because Miss Tell Like It Is, I have learned my lesson. You know what I've learned? Number one, do not rush into anything. Do not allow, I've learned not to allow any man to rush me into a relationship. The first time I see a sign of control, whether it be someone meeting me and demanding my attention, and he doesn't even know me, he's out the door before he can even get in the door. He's out the door, period. I have learned to love myself. I have learned to build my self-esteem on my own, based on my own obligations and my own expectations and my own dreams for me. I have learned not to get lost in anybody else's world. I have learned not to give all of me to anyone. I have learned to guard my mind and to guard my heart. I have learned that I am a prize. And when you're a prize, baby, you know what that means? When you are a prize, that means someone has to work to earn you, to earn your trust, to earn your love, to earn your time, to even be in your space. Okay? No one can come in my life and bamboozle me now. I've learned from all my failed relationships and all the toxic people that I drew to me. I learned the lesson. I also learned when you are broken, you draw broken people because same like spirits attract to one another. But you may draw somebody that's not just broken. You may end up drawing a person that has bad intentions for you, that's evil. So I've also learned that. So men and women, learn from your bad relationships. Don't let it make you bitter. Don't let it make you destructive. Don't let it make you a junkie or alcoholic. But learn. Don't let it make you a player going around hurting people, or just a female whore, just using men for their money. Or a man gigolo, baby, because some men just use women for their money too. Learn from it. Learn to love you. Everything that you looked at from the outside to get to build you up and to feel happy about yourself, learn to find that within you. Reach deep down within you. Seek spiritually. Whatever your belief may be, seek it spiritually to fix you. Because let me tell you something. Because we are spiritual beings, we got to be fixed spiritually as well as physically, okay? I'm going to tell it like it is. I'm about to quit now. I just want to let someone know out there that has maybe been in so many toxic relationships and you're feeling down and depressed. Hey, you're going to make it. You're going to pull through. Somebody's marriage out there that has may failed, that you put so much into it and you feel like you've wasted years and years and years. You're going to make it. You're not alone. You're not alone. You will pull through. Learn to not let yourself be an open book to everybody. Because everybody doesn't deserve you, good man and good woman. Everybody does not deserve you. Don't allow loneliness to make you a prey to these devils out here, because there's so many devils. I met so many devils. I'm not gonna even lie to you. Just trying to destroy me, and I could be nice and I didn't give them no reason, just trying to destroy me without a cause. Because they're jealous of my light, they're jealous of my joy, they're jealous of my free spirit, they're jealous of my love. Good men and women, you got to be careful out here. And don't let nobody change who you are. Do not let nobody change who you are. I'm going to tell like it is. I have to go. Tulu, I'm out. Subscribe if you like to. And if don't, keep on strolling. I'm out. Tulu.